Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to be working with materials inside of Unity 3D, and I greatly apologize for me being absent on videos lately. I've been doing some stuff, so let's go and get into this. First of all, we're going to right click in the project view, and we're going to go to create material, and then we're going to type in red. And then next, we're going to go over here to the inspector, and we're going to click on main color. And we're going to go to this red corner, and as you can see, we now have a red ball. Now what we're going to do is go to game object, create other cube. So we're going to drag the red right onto the cube, and as you can see, it is now red. That is very basic materials. Now what we're going to do is go back to the red. We're going to change the shader from diffuse to specular, and what specular does, it kind of shows it right here for a preview. It's all shiny and stuff, so to make this work, we need to go to game object, create other point light, move it up, and there you go. Now it's all shiny, and you can use this with like sun, point light, just any source of light. I haven't actually showcased other sources of light. We will get into that some other day, because this is probably the last basic tutorial, so we're going to keep that there. Actually, we might need it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do one more material, and that material is going to be something with a texture on it. So we're going to go ahead and click on the cube and Control D. We're going to move it over, and actually move it over a little bit more. That looks about right. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and right click, create material. I'm going to name it wood. Now, I have a wood texture that's tileable, and tileable means that you can just duplicate it as many times as you want, and it'll look seamless. So, you can go in the description and download this texture so you can do exactly what I'm doing. So, first of all, you can go to None Texture and click Select, and then you're going to type in wood. And as you can see, now we have a wood texture. Now, this is a very basic material. You just do the same thing as before, and you drag it onto there. And we're going to go ahead and move the light back over here so we can see it properly. And move it up, it's too bright. And there we go, we got a wood texture. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the wood texture, or material, and change 1 to 1 to first change it to 5 as the X, and change the Y to 5. And as you can see, now it has a lot more onto it. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this so I can make it into like some kind of floor. And as you can see, we now have a floor. Now, if I were to keep it at 1, you could do that if you had a very bad computer, but as you can see, it would just look like this, and it wouldn't look all that great in game. So, that is pretty basic materials. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change the color of the texture by just changing the base, or the main color, and we're going to change it to a blue wood. Now as you can see, we have changed it to blue. Now, this does not work on all textures. It's just really lucky that this one actually works. One thing you could do is change the color of the texture to white in Photoshop or some other program. So yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use these materials and make some sort of level. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to need that, and I don't need that. Change this back to white. I'm going to go ahead and change this back to 5 by 5, and this is some very basic level design about to go on here. So I'm going to make a roof, Control D, move it up, and now we're going to make another material, create material. We're going to call this brick. I'm going to go ahead and click select, and I'm not really too sure. There it is. We're going to click on that, and as you can see, we got a brick texture. We'll do the same here, 5 by 5. Okay. Control D, move it over. Now, I'm sorry I'm going kind of fast here. This is just my way of working. So we're going to put this onto there. I'm going to move this back here. And since they're different textures, they won't have problems like overlapping. So here we go. Make a wall. Move it up. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Now we're going to move it up just a little bit more and Control D. And it's perfect. Okay. Now we're just gonna do exactly the same thing. Control D, rotate perfectly all the way around. Now I already showed you every single one of these tools, so you should know how to use them. However, you can watch the first tutorial and see how they work. So is that right? Yeah, okay. Oh, actually, last time it didn't work so well, but now it does. Okay, we can just easily Control D this over here. And boom, we got a very basic room going on here. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing that is quite interesting. We're going to go to Game Object, Create Other, and we're going to click on Plane. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right click here so we can make a new material. We're going to call this Carpet. Now you can get the carpet texture in the description as well. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing as we did for the others. We're going to go ahead and look for it. And as you can see, here it is. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to change diffuse to transparent, which is right here, and change that to diffuse as well. So transparent, diffuse. Now we're going to drag this onto here, and we're going to resize it to about normal size and keep it 1 by 1, otherwise it will look very weird. So now, as you can see, we've got ourselves a very basic carpet in our scene, and we didn't do any 3D modeling. So this can be really useful for quick level design. And we don't have, that looks about right. Now I'm going to show you one last thing. We're going to go ahead and Control D that so we have the same size there. We're going to go ahead and change, actually we're going to make a new material, create material. Now I'm not going to provide a texture for this since you can get this off Google. Just go to Google and search poster, or like game poster, Skyrim poster, Minecraft poster, just anything. I'm going to go ahead and call this poster. We're going to go to here again. We're going to look for it. We'll use this one. So this is the Obama poster, Hope. Or I guess he was like first elected. And as you can see, we have a very basic poster. Let's see if we can click on it. Alright, to make it a little bit more smaller. And now we're going to rotate it perfectly. And by the way, if you hold down Control, if you hold down Control, it will seamlessly measure it properly. So like, it won't be all around and let it do whatever it wants. Okay, Control Z. We're gonna move it up. We're gonna move it against the wall. Nope. Oh, that means it's not perfectly rotated. Oh, crap. Okay, well, I think I messed that up. Besides that, alright, that's good. So now we have a poster and a basic carpet. It needs to be a little bit more bigger because it doesn't make it look as good. There we go. So as you can see, we've got ourselves a very basic level design here. So we got a poster, we got some carpet, we got some walls, and a roof and floor, which is very self-explanatory. So that is a pretty good explanation on materials and what you can do with it, because in Unity you can pretty much design any level without any 3D modeling, just using a bunch of cubes and a bunch of planes and just a bunch of things inside of here. If you go to Game Object, Create Other, there's also things like spears, capsules, Go ahead and delete these two because they're getting in the way. Game object, create other. Cylinder, you can use that as like a barrel. We're going to see what else is in here. Quad, which is pretty much the same thing as a plane. I just prefer plane because it makes more sense. What else we got here? We got a think that's about it. Yeah, guys, so that's a pretty good explanation on materials and what you can pretty much do with it. I mean, this is pretty good. Let me go ahead and save this. Go to File, Save Scene, and just save it anywhere. I'm going to call it Tutorial Level. And I'm going to show you the one I made previously, which is actually a tad bit better, even though the walls on the corner are not as good. So, I believe it's this one. No, it's the same one. This one. No, it's materials. So as you can see, this is a pretty good scene if I go ahead and press play. Now, I'm not really too sure why that doesn't look the same, but it's probably because I didn't have it the right size. So just drop in a first person controller and you can see the right size. And this is pretty much exactly the same thing. So there's a little bit more on materials that I can't really explain because I don't have the right resources. I'll probably explain them during other tutorials. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So see you later.